Silence has returned to the box office, but if you listen carefully, you might hear the sound of theater owners happily counting their cash. Here's 5 reasons why A Quiet Place Day 1 managed to set a new box office record for the franchise. One reason that horror movies have prevailed at the box office where other genres have faltered is the built-in appeal of seeing a scary movie in a theater, surrounded by strangers, and getting scared collectively. And yet, one of the biggest frustrations with the theatrical experience is the behavior of those strangers. All it takes is a couple of people in the audience carrying on a conversation to ruin the experience for everyone else.
Shelter in place. Await further instruction.
The premise of the Quiet Place franchise, an Earth overrun by monsters who hunt using sound, forcing the few surviving humans to live in total silence, created a built-in peer pressure for audiences to stop whispering and crinkling food wrappers. Forbes contributor Paul Tassi urged moviegoers to see the first Quiet Place film on the big screen while they had the chance, describing his first time seeing it as a unique experience that I cannot remember having in ages, a totally quiet theater. He recalled, "For the entirety of the film, even in a sold-out show, I could hear a pin drop. People made startled noises only when the movie itself demanded it, but everyone felt like they were even chewing their popcorn as quietly as they could. I have never seen any other movie result in this kind of pristine viewing experience." If it was just the first movie, this could be dismissed as a one-off gimmick, but after 2 equally successful follow-ups, it seems clear that even in the streaming age, people still want to watch movies on the big screen. They just want the experience to be fun instead of frustrating. True star power has become rare in Hollywood, but horror has always had its own genre-specific stars who specialized in portraying pure terror so convincingly that audiences couldn't help but be terrified as well. That's not an easy task. Asked by Hot Ones host Sean Evans whether acting constantly terrified for a horror movie is especially exhausting, A Quiet Place Day 1 star Lupita Nyong'o replied, "It really is, and I forgot how exhausting it was when I said yes to this movie." She explained that it's especially difficult because in real life, the adrenaline surges that come with fear are short-lived, whereas horror movie actors have to act scared for take after take after take and keep re-inducing that energy. She told Evans, "Joseph Quinn and I would sometimes just huddle and hype each other up and get our hearts going, kind of like athletes." This pays off in their performances, and both stars already have built-in credit with horror fans. Quinn had a breakout role in Stranger Things Season 4 that left audiences eager to see more from him. And Day 1 marks Nyong'o's return to the genre after playing dual roles as both Predator and Prey in Jordan Peele's 2019 horror movie, Us. With another killer horror story now on their resumes, these actors are rapidly becoming horror royalty.
If we stay here, we die.
Movie review aggregation site Rotten Tomatoes has grown to be both loved and feared by studios. Speaking at Sun Valley Film Festival in 2017, director Brett Ratner declared the website was, quote, "the worst thing that we have in today's movie culture, and the destruction of our business." In an article published that same year, New York Times writer Brooke Barnes recalled a lunch meeting where the chief executive of a major movie company declared that his mission was to destroy Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently, that chief executive failed in their mission, because nowadays, Rotten Tomatoes is more popular than ever. In many ways, it has replaced traditional word of mouth. People use a Rotten Tomatoes score to decide whether they should see a movie in theaters, wait for streaming, or skip it entirely. As marketing executive John Penn explained to Vanity Fair, moviegoers love trailers. They pay attention to the TV spots, but Rotten Tomatoes is like the truth serum. These scores are almost like a lubricant one way or the other. If it's good, it helps you more than it did in the past, but if it's bad, it hurts you even more. A Quiet Place Day 1 is certified fresh with a score of 84%, another big reason it's doing so well at the box office. Although A Quiet Place Day 1 opened in second place at the box office due to the continued success of Inside Out 2, it has little direct competition in the horror field. The last horror release was The Watchers on June 7th. While it's still playing in some theaters, that movie is already winding down its run and dropped out of the box office top 10 this weekend. The situation will change on July 5th with the arrival of Maxine, Ty West's slasher follow-up to X and Pearl. However, that's a smaller horror franchise from indie studio A24. The 2 previous entries grossed just $14.7 million and $9.8 million globally, so they're unlikely to make much of a dent when Day 1 hits its second weekend. If anything, Maxine risks getting steamrolled by the more mainstream horror offering. A Quiet Place Day 1 has a cat in it. The cat is called Frodo, and he is a good cat.
This is Frodo.
Hi, Frodo.
Star Lupita Nyong'o was so terrified of cats before making the movie that she needed exposure therapy to prepare for it. But while making the movie, she fell in love with the two cat actors, Nico and Schnitzel. So much so that after the movie wrapped, she adopted her own cat and now has an Instagram full of cat mom posts. Was Frodo a box office draw for day one? The studio certainly seemed to think so. The cat got his own promotional featurette, along with a #SaveFrodo promo, and Schnitzel even joined Yango on the press tour. People love cats, and the nightmarish logistics of trying to wrangle a cat in the middle of an alien invasion add a lot of tension to the events of day one. Hopefully Nico and Schnitzel had a good back-end deal in their contracts because they deserve a box office bonus.